Alrighty. Welcome to the BNR Racing Network here tonight as we have these BNR truckers taking on Chicagoland. And I'm going to go with a little race information here real quick. As you see here, they're at Joliet, Illinois. It's a 1.5 mile track. Our current track temp is 82 degrees. Weather outside is 78 degrees Fahrenheit, 69% humidity, clear skies, 6 mile per hour winds here. See 145 laps. 118 miles, 80% fuel, 4 sets of tires, which these drivers are going to have to do some tire saving. They do not have enough set of tires to make it all the way to the end. So it's going to be interesting. They do get one quick fix, 3 attempts at a green white checker, and commentary not only by myself, Brian, also commentary from Mr. Will Roberts whenever he gets in here, which he did because I heard that ba-ding. So, good evening, Will.
Good evening, yes, here at Chicagoland, Brian.
Yes, sir, that's exactly where we're at here tonight, Will. Under the lights it will be, so.
That's qualifying during, it looks like, afternoonish time, and then nighttime action here this evening, so we're going to see the track temperature possibly change a good bit for these truckers.
Yes, sir. I was told roughly 30
to 40 laps on a full tank. Just kind of, you never know. There could be some sneaky doubles that can push it all the way to 40, maybe 40 and beyond. You never can tell. So, like we just talked about, located just outside of Joliet, Illinois, or Chicago, Illinois, located in Joliet, Illinois, that prison town. Is this literal D-shaped mile, Chicagoland Speedway. It's a mile and a half, just a wee bit over a mile and a half. Opened in 2001, the inaugural race held there as far as Cup Series goes. Well, that's...
Kabab, thanks for the follow.
Broke ground, 99. I want to say the trucks ran here before. Anyway, NASCAR Cups. Jeff Gordon, I believe, won the first race here. Everything's been held here. Let me see. IndyCar Series, ARCA, Trucks, Xfinity, USAC Silver Crown. IROC held a couple of races here. At one point, the International Race of Champions. The bankings in the corners is 18 degrees of progressive banking, if I can remember right. So 18 degrees of banking in the corners. The back stretch has 5 degrees of banking, and the tri-oval on the front straightaway has up to 11 degrees of banking. As we know, you can run down onto the flat if you want. This is also the track that has the closest IndyCar, the closest IRL finish in Indy Racing League history. Sam Hornish and can't remember the other guy, but I'm sure it's in here somewhere if I cared to look. And a lot of close finishes has been held here. There's been a couple of good either fuel mileage races or Dale Jr., Matt Kenseth in the next year. Matt Kenseth gets the better of I want to say it's either Jeff Gordon or Dale Jr. Then Jeff Gordon gets into the back of Matt Kenseth coming out of turn 2 and spins him around. I want to say the year after that. So just chaotic, wild finishes. Kevin Harvick won here one or two times. I want to say Kyle Larson was going to win here one time in the 42 Target car, but his engine expired. A lot of great memorable races. You know, the slide job from Dale Jr. happened here at Chicagoland. Also, that like 4 wide finish between. Well, not. It wasn't quite 4 wide. They got 4 wide on the back straightaway between like. It was like Jeff Gordon, Brad Keselowski, Kevin Harvick. Anyway, memorable finishes, different memorable races. Of course, this is also the track where the Tropicana, you know, big air balloon kind of got loose. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was here. It might have been Kansas, Brian. It was either here or Kansas. I think it was Chicagoland, though. I could be wrong. So, you have the starting grid,
Drivers,
and you can take it away.
Start your engines.
P1 will be Will Roberts. P2 will be Jaden Sanchez. P3 will be Caleb Sellner. P4 will be Brandon Moore. P5 is Ernest King. Glad he had a safe move. I'm glad he made it safe. P6 will be Troy Daggett.
Indeed.
P7 will be Joe Stipe. P8 will be Mark Berry. P9 will be Skylar Sixton. P10 will be Joshua Highball. P11 will be Brian Schwartz. P12 will be Aaron Bradford. P13 will be Daniel Lyle. P14 will be Frederick Hofstetter. P15 will be Evan Amick. P16 will be Christopher Campbell. P17 will be Jason Pearson. P18 will be Pete Woodrum. P19 will be Jacob Carter. P20 will be Robert Amaral. P21 will be Anthony Line. P22 will be Justin Steves. P23 will be Brock Page. P24 will be Tyler Myers. P25 will be Chris Camary. P26 will be John Tiller. And P27 will be David Fasholtz.
Guess who holds the? Guess who owns the IndyCar race record speed here in the IndyCar series?
Who's that?
The overall race record is 1 hour and 33 minutes 37 seconds, and that is held by Dan Weldon.
Huh. Oh, Dan.
Yep. I thought that was I thought that's a cool stat to read or kind of look at, skimming through the with an average speed of 194.8. Oh my goodness! Wow, must have been a caution. That's something to go look at. The 2006
go back in
Indy race to see if it was caution-free. It almost sounds like it was a caution-free race. Anyway, the iRacing safety truck getting ready to come down and peel off here.
There's 145 laps of Chicagoland.
Might as well round it off to the nearest.
Let's go racing, boys. Green flag.
I'm going to hurt you, Brian. Might as well round it off to the nearest, like, 10th, so might as well call it, the 220 here. It is a scheduled distance of 218 miles, I do believe, so really good even Steven start by everybody going into turns 1 and 2. You see Sellner trying to go where they're not on the front row. And this racetrack, like I said, it is a true D-shaped track, and some people like to have a straight line on the back of their Ds, and others look like a conventional oval D when they write the letter D. So, however you like to write it, everybody has different preferences.
No panic, Chris Carey had to serve a penalty, which is a drive-through, so that's why he's in the pit, so he can drive right through and I'm about to be. Anyway, if you go down here by the back stretch, never mind, they saw better than themselves to go ahead and do that. So.
It's like Tiller and Fasholtz was not able to grid, so 25 truck field this evening, Brian.
That's all right, it's still good.
But even, yes, like I was trying to mention, going down the back straightaway, you're still turning that wheel maybe at the 11 o'clock angle. But it's never truly straight here at Chicagoland, that wheel. So, this track can abuse the tires if you let it. It can regardless, but you really have to try to conserve if you can. I think Carter, he's just having a battle with somebody back there. Brock and Jacob here this evening. Good to see, out and about. Lap 3 of the race. You there, Brian? What happened? Hello?
Yes, I'm here. What happened?
Oh, okay. Screen's frozen on,
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that.
oh,
There you
okay.
go.
Coolio in the
My
game.
mind
Okay.
plays tricks on me. That's just got a mind of its own, I guess.
I guess so. So, let me see here. Pearson, back here, just outside the top 10. This is just outside the top 10. Or was just outside the top 10. Looking back inside the top 10 now. That's Lyle and Barry. That is 8th and 9th place.
Oh, you see Barry try to put the block. Quite didn't get it there. Got him all off guard there. And well, with a little squirrely, but we do have a lead change there of Ernest King. Now took the lead
Getting
away
by.
from his teammate.
Yep. Will Roberts in the 40 machine. So let's not forget, Jaden is kind of on their heels as well early on. Troy Daggett, he's just probably trying to get comfortable in that 4th position. And Joe Stipe up here inside the top 5.
Oh yeah. So that car up there is Chris Camary, but he had to serve a penalty, and that's why you see him there. He's drive-through, but he's back going. Now looking to stay on the lead lap.
I guess maybe try to turn it down from 1080p. I don't know.
Or is it still
Yeah, it's being goofy. Oh well. So 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, my goodness, everybody back here trying to break their way into the top 10. But like we've said before, it's the top 10, so there's only 10 spots available. Will and Ernie keep exchanging the lead, so those teammates going at it. But like I said, gotta remember, you have Jaden right there.
Yep, you see Brock Page now coming into the picture here of that 36 machine. Oh,
we got trouble.
Caution, caution. Fuck is the goddamn caution for? Wreck. 10-4. These last crashes, I've had no idea what's going on. Alright.
Well, you got rid of Trump and Chip and kept Chad.
Right. Did you hear that?
Yep, unfortunately.
He had some vulgar language there, Will.
Yeah, there is. Anywho, so go back here, get the replay, see what happened, transpired with Jaden. Looks like he's going the inside of Ernie. Looks like they had just, Will had just put Chris Camary a lap down, and typical Chicagoland, I'd have to say. Just whenever you think you're kind of complacent, battling someone to the inside, that person kind of tags the wall on corner exit of turn number 4. Very easy to do. That person just kind of giving you the inside, right? But then they forget that there's a wall out there, or racetrack, and you just kind of sponge out of the wall. And like I said, very easy to do here at Chicagoland. So.
Yeah, that looked like Jaden had it coming together with Ernie, and yeah. So it's very unfortunate As the drivers will come down in the pits, some stayed out. So see there, Daggett, Stite, Hofstetter, Moore, Barry, Sixton, Page, Carter, and Mick. All those others. Boy, pit road is super busy, Will. But you gotta love Chad Knaus, I guess, huh? It's one of the
round, and hopefully, since it's early, be able to rebound from this and still finish inside the top 15 at least.
I guess my Discord was being silly.
Oh, hey, it's fine.
Because I'm like, well, there was a lot of people pitting.
Oh, you were talking and I didn't hear you the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the entire field came down and pitted, but we got different strategy afoot. Or no,
So
not
from
the entire field.
Fifth all the way down came in.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely, not a
Thank you
problem.
I was going to say helping me out there, correcting.
So Will Roberts, Ernest King still up front. Following behind Caleb there. Caleb's been practicing tire saving in practice. So, if anything, I think he's going to be the one to be able to tire save the best.
So the trucks go to the Indy Oval next week, so Indianapolis, the Brickyard.
Looks like Barney the Flagman got tan a little bit there.
Alright, it's still doing it. Nice.
Is it?
Yeah, it's something we gotta... Yeah, you're right. Every time I see Barney kind of in the sun, he looks a bit colored. But then whenever the sun goes down or whatever, he looks normal. But then again, you know, what is normal?
Do we ever know?
So, lights are back out on that safety truck, pace car, whatever you like to call it. And Will Roberts and Ernie King will be on the front row.
As Chad Knaus and his crew is going to let us know when it's green again, Will. Hopefully he doesn't cuss again. My apologies to everybody watching. That is very smart of packs they have, I guess. Right there, the pace car truck is off.
Green flag.
And Chad Knaus says green flag, and there he goes, waving that flag. Aggressive. As these drivers head into turns 1 and 2. See there, a good start by the teammates there. You see there the 9, the 36, 13. Oof. Boy, oh boy, are they chopping it, ain't they, huh?
Well, we never truly got to see a long green flag run. We got a really good short run in, but
See there, Brock Page trying to finesse it on the outside of that 9. As he makes the pass on Barry there. Brother Mark.
Yeah, Dave's not here this evening.
Up you see Joe Stipe there on the quarter of the 9, but the 9 is clear from there. So a lot of these drivers might have took, I don't know what they took. We'll just have to wait and see. But
I think Troy just took fuel and maybe rights. Because I saw he was the first one that exited pit lane,
yes, he could have been.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir, that could be.
I'm not even 100% sure how to pronounce the 43's name, so I don't even want to try.
Hofstadter.
But, man. Yes. Okay. Well, great battles all throughout the field. Maybe find a different camera. There we go. Oh, who was that just got walled?
Mark.
Oh, that's really sad. No, that wasn't Mark. That was Caleb. I think. No, I guess you're right. It must have been Mark. I think it was Mark and Caleb. But man, oh man, look at all this battling going on. 3 wide.
Oh, yeah. You see Brandon Moore going under Robert there.
Chicagoland, it can really bring out the comers and goers of a racing field of who can really, like I talked about earlier, who can kind of conserve their tires to be good in the later running of the race. Almost similar to Homestead in a way, I would have to say, as far as how you have to take care of the tire.
Oh, yeah. Especially on the old surface here, so. That's a good view coming off that the camera just pans away like that.
Oh yeah.
So if anything happens on the backstretch, we have a quite clear view of it all. But Brandon Moore running that bottom lane there, Will. And then a good arc coming off up to the, almost about up to the outside lane there.
Yeah, you don't want to get too complacent and forget not to keep turning down the back straightaway, because you could accidentally just drive into the wall down that back straightaway. Daggett has got by Ernie, so Troy is currently in second place, as I believe contact was about to be made by the 3 and 4 machines, respectfully, but we panned away from that. I think they stayed off each other.
Yeah, from the way it looks. I know it's too late now, but.
Yes, could be wrong, could be right. Who knows?
You see Carter there making a great run on the 43. But having a good run and passing are two different things there.
Oh yeah, Chicagoland could be another one of those tracks to where it can be very difficult to pass your competitor, because you can very easily, if your truck is up to it, you could take that competitor's line away just by running in front of them, you know, like how you do it. The top 8 spots right now just covered in under 2 seconds, so second and 8/10 is what covers the top 8 positions at the moment. So, and they are scrapping for them. I tell you what, this top 8, awful racy here. Sanchez finding his way, trying to get back into the top 5. Now Troy Daggett and Will Roberts going at it for the lead. But like you said, getting a good run and getting alongside somebody and then finally completing the pass, 3 different things, you know, so. Will's truck really, really excellent up top in that very top lane. Troy gets a bit tight in the center on exit, but he's still able to kind of fight it there. Oh, he almost got a bit too tight there off of turn 4, but kept it out of the wall, I do believe.
I believe we did. So, that's how
Yeah, just barely. So Sanchez gets back up into 3rd. I don't know if there was contact or not between him and Ernie, but Ernie's down into 5th position. So Carter and Sanchez, he lost 2 positions in the matter of at least a straightaway or 1 corner at least. So top 3 all in the same picture frame. Jaden's going to go downstairs, look for something on corner exit, get almost alongside, but maybe use a bit of side draft, or just still not completely there. Now he's going to keep lunging into turn 3. He's going to walk it up the track, try to do a slide drop. There he goes. Oh yeah.
He got clear enough. He kept that throttle down on the inside there, but sometimes when you keep it down, you can get very tight too. It depends on how you are.
He's going to try to do the same thing, I suspect, here in 3 and 4 again, but he's not there. He lost his momentum, Brian.
Yes,
At
sir,
some point down the back straightaway, he lost his momentum. Or his run just stalled out. One of the 2 happened.
I'm going to say he probably stalled out. Because the problem is a lot of these guys are trying to wide open it for long periods of time. And you know how well that goes. Especially when you're limited to the sets of tires you got. So you see a lot of these guys will backing down their turns, protecting everything that they have until it's go time for them to make their pit stop. Then take that set of tires when they need to. So Roberts, King, and I think the 4 and one other, we'll probably see them be coming into the pits this time, or in the next couple of laps. So, because those were the guys who did stay out. So,
Total of 14 seconds separates Will Roberts all the way back to 25th place Tyler Myers at the moment. So that is the gap overall from the leader to 25th place man overall at the moment. So no truck currently 1 lap down. We had a truck 1 lap down, but he got the lucky dog in the first caution that came out 10 or 11, lap 10, 11, 12, somewhere around that ballpark.
see the 40 now making the pits, and there's King.
And like you said, Brian, you got to remember Ernie is one of the drivers that stayed out under that first caution. We had 4 drivers that stayed out, and Ernie and Will were 2 of those drivers.
Yep, Ernie, Will, Ernest, and Daniel. So those should be
Those drivers
should be
are
the
now
4.
pitting, and the other drivers that came in and pitted during that first caution should be able to go to at least lap 44, maybe 40. No, excuse me, maybe 48 at least. 48 to 50, wouldn't you say, Brian? Because they had
Yeah, I would say.
a good 9 or 10 laps, and if these guys are pitting, that stayed out, so that maybe 45 to 50 when we should start seeing the rest of the field start to pit. So right now we do have a green flag cycle going on because of the strategy that is put forth because like we talked about, those 4 competitors that stayed out under the caution just pitted. So that right now we are waiting to cycle it out to see if it's actually going to benefit them or hurt them to stay out during the first caution, because they're going to have that chance to bolt on new fresh rubber on their machines, come back out, and just kind of see what the lap time difference could be between those trucks compared to the ones on the lead lap. Caleb Sellner in the pits as well. I believe that's unscheduled.
Caleb didn't hit.
Oh, okay. So that is scheduled, actually. So 10-4, thank you. My apologies.
No, you're good.
Caution.
Oh, a big one.
What do you think, bud? Think you're all right out there?
Yeah, this is going to kind of be a big one. I believe this is like a 4 or 5 truck incident. It looked like it, at least, getting the live action look at it. And this is going to hurt the guys that just pitted. Oh, man. Anthony Lane. I don't know if he gets tight, what exactly transpires here, but I think he just entered the corner a bit wrong and immediately just walks it up the track. I could be mistaken, I could be wrong, but that's kind of what it looks like. He had a very compromising line going into the corner and up the track into the 66. Unless there's some stuff that we didn't fully catch, we didn't fully see, but yeah, it just looks like Anthony got his line wrong going into the corner and washed up the track she went. So that's kind of what it looks like from that angle. But like I said, unless we could see or know other details that happened maybe laps before that, like I said, I don't know. It looked like Anthony just kind of went down there and kind of had a bad line going into the corner. The truck's going to get tight because you kind of compromised yourself. Unless we ride in-car, to where, like, he pivots, he goes into the corner, like, pivots down, and then, like, he turns right, then it would be on purpose, but, so, going down the front straightaway, he normal line, it looks like, kind of turns into the corner here. Yeah, he's turned in for the corner, Brian, and the truck just didn't turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly what I said to begin with. The truck just gets tight on him, and just goes up the hill. So, man, oh man.
Yeah, that's exactly what that looks like.
So second caution coming out at lap 40, 41, something like that. I think it was coming to lap 41. Either 41 or 42. Coming to 42?
It was...
Anywho.
It was 41.
Second caution of the evening. It's going to hurt the guys that just pitted. I do speculate.
Who is a lap down still? Oh, Robin Amaro and Caleb.
I don't know how or why Lyle and Ernie got their laps back, but or maybe they haven't. Maybe it's just the scoring and timing.
Because they're in front of Jaden. So that would put them back on the lead lap.
Good possibility that they got by Jaden right before the caution came out. Because, like I said, they were on fresh tires, right? So.
Yes, they are. It was him, Lyle. Who else pitted? Roberts.
Will, and then Caleb pitted a couple of laps after they did. So maybe it won't hurt them after all. But Robert got caught up in that wreck. I think he's a lap down from repair work going on to his 2 truck.
Yes. So Jaden's on the inside, Carter on the outside, Brock Page in 3rd, Hofstetter in 4th, and then Skylar Sixton in 5th. That is your top 5 there. So, Will,
With
100 laps to go. I'm sure that's exactly right where you were getting at.
Yep. So it didn't really hurt them too bad, I don't think. They kind of got away with that as far as, the guys coming into pit and everything. They kind of got away with it. And we got to remember these truckers do have a fast repair in this series. So green flag out in the air, Chad says. So back racing we are here at Chicagoland as the sun finally setting. That top lane on these restarts, it's such a good advantage to have. I almost don't see why you don't pick the outside lane, but others just have so much more security in the inside lane at mile and a halves. Yeah, the 43 slicing and dicing, I tell you what. Oh, man, what a bobby move by, I believe that was Woodrum, wasn't it? Or was that Skyler? It was one of the two, I'll tell you. It was either Skyler or Woodrum.
Jaden playing the block move there. It don't work there. Carter's to his outside. I hope like
and Woodrum. Yeah, I've seen night racing at Chicagoland before. I'm pretty sure. Unless they did an update to where they don't work anymore, then that's going to be pretty comical here in a few minutes. But
I probably should have tested it before doing it. Now it's got me paranoid. It really does.
Hey, you're paranoid. I'm going to be over here laughing, but
because normally the lights would click on.
Hey, look at the move by Jaden trying to keep and control the lead from the two. I don't really know what their team name is, but the two teammates here, Carter and Brock Page. It's probably like Redneck Engineering or something to that. Oh, man! Oh, there he goes. Well, miraculously, no one else involved but Jaden in that incident. And still, no caution, I do believe, so... Oh, look at Chris Camary. he's up here now. From being a lap down to battling for the race lead. When you look at that, you need to stop hitting, dipping your left front down and clipping the apron, Chris. That's what's going to lose you the lead. So,
Yes.
I know I used to be really bad about doing that. Yeah,
we're good.
Yeah. I just saw. I saw him come on.
We're good. I'm like, oof.
Bet you Jaden is probably beside himself, about the way he made the mistake, lost the lead and everything with the battle between him and Brock there. But one he can only block so many times, Brian, and
oh yeah, absolutely.
Whether before contact gets made or something happens to where the defensive driving will get the better of you, exhibit Michael McDowell, but that's just part of the game in motorsport, especially oval racing, right? You want to try to lead as much as you can. Look at Brock Page in the wall, So.
Oh, Chris sideways.
Yeah, he was that Jimmy Johnson sideways coming up off the corner.
There was two teams up here, but now one of them hit the wall and I went to the back. So we got the 105 Studio team here, a Team Ramrod, 1 and 2, and then whatever Carters and Pages.
Yeah, it's definitely not Redneck Engineering, but I think that would be a good name for a race team somewhere. But it's probably something cheesy like Brock Carter or something like that, like Page Carter Motorsports, or I could see it being something cheesy like that.
Probably, but anyway, Joe Stipe here and Tyler Myers.
Yes, that is down 16th and 17th position. Brock Page, Chris Camary, Hofstetter, still battling though, 4th, 5th, and 6th position. Kyler Sigston, Highball, and Roberts, and just those three. Well, kind of those three. Highball gets past Sigston. As we still have some kerfuffling going on inside the top 5. Brock Page getting back by the 43. Great racing here at Chicagoland, which always has produced great racing.
Especially if you keep it green, because then you can see who's actually saved the tires and who's burning them.
Yeah, I was just waiting for someone to T-bone Jaden as he. I couldn't believe there wasn't a caution, but thank goodness there wasn't a caution. These guys are able to keep going, but also thank goodness all the drivers had enough wherewithal to avoid Jaden.
Yeah, especially in that turn, because right where he lost it at was tough.
Oh yes, it can all funnel up really, really tightly going through 3, and right on the entry to 3 is right where you expect someone not to be. Now, green flag pit stops, we saw some people already make some successfully, but getting on and off pit road here, especially entering pit road, can be just as challenging as, say, Kentucky, Atlanta, Las Vegas. Just basically picture a 1.5-mile track and try to compare it to pitting here at Chicagoland.
So back here is 16th, 17th, 15th, 14th, and 13th. And I know if I'm Caleb, I want to caution, so I can become back on the lead lap. But at the same time, he's probably, oh, we have a lead change, back and forth.
Yes, Carter and Daggett going at it for the lead. Got to remember they have Brock Page right behind them. Very good, intense battle for the lead, raging on. Got two Toyotas and a Ford. Brock and...
There's Jacob losing the rear,
Yeah, right in the center of the corner, the back end of the truck stepped out. You could really see it sliding. He was really probably working the throttle to get it to bite back again. So great handling, great truck control. He's going to slide up almost into the wall in front of Brock Page. So securing second place at the moment. You just see how much of a handle these trucks are here at Chicagoland. I had reports, Justin Steves was telling me, you know, the longer you go into the run, the more the truck wants to step out from you on the bottom lane. So him and a couple of other truckers are experiencing that at the moment. Almost looks like Troy is experiencing that on the high side.
So see, the track temp is still roughly hovering around that 82 degrees. Still hasn't changed a whole bunch.
It's probably just hot enough to be slick enough, but probably not too slick. There's probably more grip in the track at this moment than there probably would have been maybe in practice or on a hotter setting or a hotter day.
I like that A-truck. It's pretty shabby. A good run by these guys. They're finally getting settled down and they're pacing themselves, and they want these green flag pit cycles to play a key with the strategy. So hopefully, well, we can get that. Just time will tell.
Time will tell indeed. As Troy Daggett might have scraped the wall on the very top side, the Larson line, the Dell Jr. line. Now he's going to go down and look downstairs on the run back to now the race leader, Jacob Carter. Jacob Carter now on the top side, Troy Daggett on the middle lane, going through 3 and 4. Troy's going to walk the dog up the track almost into Carter. Carter almost sniffing the wall on corner exit of turn number 4. So very, very tight battling for the race lead at the moment. I think Carter might have got the best of Daggett at the moment. Time will do tell in this battle, of course, because we have seen how y'all out Carter's truck has been. So I think Brock just maybe in the catbird seat at the moment, just biding his time, just letting these two kind of duke it out at the moment, but you never can tell.
Right, or he's trying to find the groove where it's not too loose for him.
Exactly.
So
as you see these truckers searching all over this track.
You see them doing the high line, the middle lane, and the low lane. But I think the low lane build up so much heat because that's where everybody's running. It is now not liking it. So, which is a key here on iRacing. You build up enough heat in one lane, it gets very loosey-goosey. So, this is the battle for 11th place here with Ernest King and Brian Schwartz. And coming into play will be Brandon Moore. You see Brandon Moore looking to get on by the 94 of Brian. Now looking to capitalize on Ernest King there if he can get to it. Using that apron to gather the run. Can't quite
You
get
see
it to...
some.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, you see some drivers' trucks really comfortable on the bottom lane. You see others comfortable up on the top, like we talked about. Other drivers just searching around, trying to find which lanes are suitable for them. You're just seeing all around throughout the field which truck is actually secure and fine with others. We could just look and ride each lap with each driver, and you can kind of see who's actually the more comfortable on this track, but that would just go to kind of show you. Oh, Brock Page in the pits. Got to remember, this has been a pretty decent green flag run, Brian, so I'm not 100% sure if that's scheduled or not.
It could be.
Green, 30. I think it is.
I think so. You see here, Brandon,
Doing
we're
some-
looking to get on by Chris Camary there, as Ernest King is going to go down low 2 on the 15, and Brian is going to capitalize with him as well. So they are now halfway. So we'll probably start seeing those pit stops start playing the key now. So
I think Brock's going to start this sequence off. He's going to be the first pit taker, like we just documented. It's gonna probably work out for him as long as it can stay green. Troy has fallen. You can just see, man, that the closing rate with fresh tires compared to old tires at Chicagoland is just outrageously quick. It's just unbelievable. But you can see Troy Daggett is a second off Jacob Carter at the moment.
Will Roberts, Ernest King, now in the pits. Good run by these guys. They are now getting their green flag pits in, which is what we've been waiting for. So everybody else still staying out. Lyle now coming into the pits. But Carter's still staying out.
Yeah, I would assume basically the rest of these guys in the top 10 could probably stay out for another maybe 5 laps, Brian. 5, maybe 8 laps,
Maybe.
give or take.
Brock might have short pitted to try to see maybe if he can lure
Yeah,
some of them in. I think that's what he was
I
trying to
really,
do.
yeah, I think he did too. I think that was mainly Brock's number one go-to there, is to see if he could maybe do the undercut and gain some type of an advantage on Carter and Daggett, because he was just kind of, he was just behind him. He had nowhere to go really. Like, he was getting some good runs, but he was just kind of lurking. So it blows me away whenever I see like fresh tires just passing old tires here. It just,
so Camary put it last lap. You see there, Brock Page, the freshest of all freshes, coming on by this group up here. So
yeah, Roberts and Page, they're on the move, trying to slice and dice their way back up through the field to regain that time.
you see Carter now coming into the pits. Now we're starting to see a lot of these boys now pit. Oh yeah,
Mm,
majority of them. I tell
man.
you what, that's sketchy getting on pit road there.
I just saw Brock was able to hit the center of 1 and 2 with his fresh tires, and he got down there and he hit the line, and it actually helped the truck turn. And if you hit it just right, it will help you turn, and then it'll help you go to the wall too. So you got to be careful how you do it. But it is quite possible to just dip your tire, your left front on that white line. If you can hit it just right, just pivot the nose to where you will hit it, but not like start walking you up the track
Oh, Tyler lost it.
oh, pulling a Matt Kenseth, are we? That's not good.
No, he lost it going into the pits. What a doozy, huh?
Yep, that's going to cost him a load of time.
This right here is for the lead with the 3 and the 9. The 40 is not for position. So,
Now the 40 is trying to get his lap back, is what he's trying to do.
with the 54,
Brock Page has got his lap back. Oh,
yeah, that was the 81 off in the grass there. You see there the 9's pitting. I think Brandon's gonna come in this time. I think.
kind of look like it.
Yes, he is. Yep. And Justin too as well. So,
So that'll be everybody completely down pit road, and that'll cycle back out. The Brock Page being in the lead by over 4 seconds over Jacob Carter and Will Roberts. So Will Roberts and Jacob Carter kind of somewhat going at it for what would be second place once everything cycles out.
yeah, once everybody makes their pit stop there, which I think they did. Yeah, everybody now good
Just
to
up
go.
to the cameraman, to find them. I mean, what?
Nope, they're all good. They all pitted. Anyway, since we're about halfway, well, our favorite section of the night.
You mean over halfway?
Yeah, well, 70, yeah, we're way over, but we'll go ahead and
Yes.
do our favorite section of the night here with these truckers. So turn up your TVs, do it all up. When you see that Time Tower come back, that's when you know we're coming back. So enjoy the sounds of these truckers, and here we go. Crank her up. So we have 95, 145 complete here. As you see there, Will. Carter gets on by them. And now setting the field.
Yes, I would have to say the undercut kind of worked in Brock Page's favor for a wee little bit, but he would have really hoped maybe for those pit takers to maybe, who knows, pit a little bit later, or maybe a little bit, who knows how it could have worked out a little bit better in Brock's favor as we look at the last lap time on the scoring pylon of the competitors this evening. So, pretty decent fall off or comparisons that we could be looking at here with one another. Also could be, you know, who's in traffic, who's not in traffic, who has kind of clean air, who doesn't, who's battling with who, contributes to the last lap time. See Carter kind of starting to fall back into the 32 bracket. Just ran a 31.99 to his last lap before that was a 31.60, I do believe. So, like I said, just all depends. Now we're looking at the manufacturers, who's driving Ford, Toyota, Chevrolet. I would say the Truck Series has the most diversity in the field whenever it comes to that. And then whenever you get to the Cup Series, any league, I was talking about it last night, it seems like nobody hardly wants to run a Toyota in any Cup Series. I don't know. Oh, man, Anthony Line, like, I guess you could pronounce it either or. It's probably Lane, though. My apologies, Anthony. But he's had a troublesome go here at Chicagoland. I don't know why that is for Anthony, but sometimes some races you got it, other races you don't. Some tracks you do, and some tracks you don't. Just could be an off night as well for Anthony. I had many of those in my professional sim. My, how did I used to word that, Brian? My semi-amateur pro career.
Yeah.
I had a weird slogan for it. But whenever you race for 8 to 10 to 12 years of your life, you devote, and you. Doesn't matter if you have a job or not. Yeah, you dedicate yourself to something, right?
Doesn't matter if it's on console, PC, wherever it may be. You're dedicated
exactly.
to it. You're dedicated to it, so
I played the original NASCAR Heat games as a child on my PC. I played the original NASCAR Heats. And then whenever I saw that they were going to be rebranding, this is an oh-no, because that is one of the leaders. Probably, is that a caution?
No. He got off.
Oh, my goodness. What are we talking about? We need to rewind that. Just rewind it so we could see him and Daniel Lyle, who qualified up in the top 10, the Ford truck did. They had some type of fisticuffs coming off of turn 4, it looked like. And Brian, can you not find it? Can we not get back to it? Can we not? Oh, okay, 10-4. Daggett and Roberts is really close to one another. So Daggett, Troy getting up into the back into the second place. So coming through. So Brock is coming up to put a lap. Like he's passing. Oh, Brock just gets tight on exit and comes across the nose of Lyle. Oh, no. That's kind of what it looked like from that camera angle, but oh, man. That's kind of what it looks like, though. He just gets tight coming through turn 4, like he comes down to pass Lyle. And, man, I think there was a bit of net code, but they were going to touch, I do believe, at some point or another. And man, oh man.
Yeah, that's tough.
Heartbreaking.
Brock was having a very good run. Just unfortunately got tight underneath the 4 and...
Oh!
Yep.
Ernie and Mark. We just got through reviewing a case.
Right.
And look at Pete Woodrum. Pete Woodrum having a good night tonight as well. He's inside the top 10, working on the 43 of Hossetter.
Yeah.
You know, that sounds really Germany, but that's okay, you know. Could be worse. It could be Verstappen.
I would like to have him over here.
Right? That would be cool. He likes the truck series. He likes racing trucks.
Does he?
Especially, if he's got free time and if there's like a truck event going on at Dega, like the Draft Masters or something, you know, like he loves the trucks at Dega. You're mainly going to catch him in sports cars and in trucks. That's where you're going to catch Verstappen.
He's your driver, ain't he?
I mean, I'm a Verstappen endorser, yes. I root for Verstappen, but I root for a handful of them. I like Alonso. I like Lando and Oscar Piastri. Here?
Isn't he in F1?
Over here? Right? Well, Pete Woodrum? I don't know if he has played F1 or driven. I have no idea.
Oh no, but
good battle though going on. Yeah, 6th, 7th, and 8th here.
And 9th.
Yeah, Pete just kind of licking his lips about this battle, ain't he? Licking his chops.
Oh, Roberts is in the pits. That will probably be his final pit stop.
I was about to say, we knew these truckers had to make one more pit stop.
Yep, Runner's King.
A whole lot of pit stops going on tonight, Brian, so that means a whole lot of mistakes could possibly happen. We saw Tyler Myers make a mistake earlier. It's not like he flipped at done a barrel roll at Martinsville, but he did, he did some donuts before he got into pit lane earlier. So that cost.
Oh, here comes the 9. Oh no! Okay, you're good. Perfect. Just as we said it almost happened to Mark.
Well, we got to be jinxing somebody, I guess. So, Daggett now under, I guess not really under fire, but he's got Brandon Moore, who we know if it wasn't going to be Brock Page. Okay, I'll be quiet. Every time I'm trying to make a story or get something going, they're pitting. I should probably stop it in the middle of a pit sequence, but that's just the analyst in me wanting to get something going. But I don't know about Brandon Moore. I think he may have the pace, but it may not be enough as far as enough time. I don't know. Maybe a caution would help out Brandon. I really thought, you got to be mistake free. That's a good thing to have, an eye on, to be honest. But I was going to say, as long as everybody could have been, coming into the pits?
Yes.
Okay.
What the hell?
Oh, it was just a cat. Yes. I got sidetracked by the cat.
I do believe I think Joe's going to pit. You see Campbell now.
I wonder if
making his
Hofstetter.
pit stop. He pitted already.
No, yes, he just pitted, but did he just get caught for speeding? Because I think he lost more positions than I think he should have. Unless I'm just tripping. That
He was
could
back
be.
there. He was back there with who was it? Who was he battling? You see there, Brandon
He
Moore,
was
Jacob
battling.
Carter, Sixton, Steve's all pitting as these drivers all come down. Tyler Myers.
Oh, okay. No, he's where he should be. Okay, I was tripping. Ooh, that was a tough one. Tough
Right?
to navigate around Tyler. I think that was Tyler.
That was Tyler.
Okay. Where is Ernie
They're going into
cycling? No, yes, I'm trying to like think where he's gonna cycle out to.
P7.
Okay. Yeah.
Right there with Brock Page and all them. So Carter actually timed it good, Will, because he stole second.
Oh man, I bet you Brock would love a caution right now.
I bet he would. But I don't think Carter would.
Man, even look at that. Will Roberts currently leading this race. I bet you like a lot of these people would love a caution, because that would put a lot of people, in a way, back on the. Well, I don't think Caleb. Caleb, he's been trying to get a caution ever since he got the wave around earlier, to just be one lap down, right? So yeah, I don't. Him and another person has still been trapped one lap down. Lyle, him and Lyle have been trapped one lap down ever since the first wannabe green flag style sequence of pit stops occurred, and the first caution came out at lap 40, right? So that's how long those guys have been trapped a lap down, just trying to hope, pray, rain dance for a caution. That's why they're just so on a totally different sequence than everybody.
Good run by Campbell tonight, absolutely is.
Every time you say that, he's going to end up on a rollback here in a minute. Just wait.
All right. I know. Probably shouldn't.
You just cursed him. Just wait for it. It's going to happen. I said that about, who did I say that about? And now he's not even, it was Woodrum. I said good run for Woodrum, and he's now like outside the top 15. So, or he's just now back in 15th. So, got to remember though, we are still under this pit cycle, waiting for Roberts. I think Roberts is the only one we're waiting for, right? Or
he pitted.
No, wait, he
was the first one.
Yeah, okay, that's why I'm so freaked out. Okay. Yes, Carter's catching him like a freight train because just the differential of tire, right? Chicagoland is one of these tracks, similar, but not too similar to Old Atlanta, to where you could come out the pits and, like I said, Homestead or maybe Texas, Brian, where you could come out the pits with just maybe 3 or 5 lap fresher tires, and it looks like you're Superman.
Oh, just like that,
Kansas.
Carter's going to go to the inside of the 40, take the lead away from him with 24 laps to go here tonight, Will. as the other Will
Asheville,
is
Kentucky.
out on track.
Yeah. Ever since, like I talked about, Roberts was one of the drivers, along with Ernie, that almost got caught out. I believe they had just passed the race leaders to get the lap back, something to that effect, to where they didn't get hurt near as bad as what Lyle and Selner and who was it else? I believe that was it. But anyway,
Yes,
that there was
Caleb
four.
really got screwed. Caleb really got screwed. And he just
Yes.
hasn't had enough cautions to get him back to the
And
point.
at Chicagoland, it's one of those tracks to where you could see a cluster of cautions or you don't. Like it's almost just a bigger Dover.
Yeah, absolutely, I can agree with you. The only difference is I think Chicagoland's bacon's a little bit smaller than Dover's, I do believe.
What I just meant was like, by saying bigger Dover, I wasn't meaning like the banking or anything, just
Yeah.
like the challenge, because it is a difficult mile and a half. That everybody's like, all mile and a halves are the same. No, they are not.
No, absolutely not. Because Texas is a lot different than,
Atlanta,
yes.
especially now.
Yep. You see here, Jacob looking to put the 8 a lap down of Tyler Myers and Joe Stipe there. As Myers gonna hang on the quarter of that 54. To try to stall him out a bit. Just can't quite do it. He's caught on the outside. Carter's been progressively attacking that low line, Will. So that's where he's been gaining a lot of his time, and that is how he ran down Will. But anyway, we got 20 laps to go here as Tyler Myers and Joe Stipe now falls 1 lap down.
17th and 16th position, going a lap down to the race leader. So 15 trucks on the lead lap at the moment in time. So everybody is good to go. We speculate on fuel and tires, even though...
I think Joe pushed
Go
that
ahead.
dirty air on him. Because
Mm-hmm.
you saw him get that bobble up there. Oh, that's alright, I'll get it back. Watch this. Take some of that dirty air. Filthy animal. Uh-oh. Oh,
No, man,
no,
Lyle.
no.
Man, Carter gets away from that really quick. You got to remember, Joe is normally one of the last ones normally to pit, so it's not a surprise to see him challenged to try to stay on the lead lap. You really have these goals, like I try to talk about each and every race, about can I stay on the, can I finish on the lead lap? Where am I aiming to finish? If I can't finish there, well, what's my next goal in line? Always try to have a few goals set up before the start of each race, right?
Well,
As a driver.
Yep, as you see here, Will, Joe Stipe did take Jacob Carter's line away. So now he's forcing him to run the outside line there. So he is fighting to stay on the lead lap, which he has absolutely all right to do.
And even though Will has probably about 5 or 10 lap older tires than Carter, this dogfight of a melee of trying to stay on the lead lap has really kind of kept Roberts in eyeing position of Carter. I know he's got a couple of trucks now that he's got to try to navigate by. Carter's back in the clean air. But, if Roberts can easily navigate the lap traffic now, he's still there. If Carter makes a mistake, gets loose, whatever happens, he is still here. In fact, they have basically a 5-second lead over Troy Daggett in 3rd position.
Speaking of him, there he is. A rough go for Jaden, that is for sure. Fortunately, a lap down, so he's got to get up there to Tyler and Joe, just in case if any mishaps have happened. And I'm sure that is not what Caleb Selner wanted to see. Because originally Caleb was the first trucker 1 lap down. But good run by Justin. P9 at the moment. Campbell cracking the top 10. Very unfortunate for JP. Fortunately, 21st, 2 laps down. So this would be his first non-top 5 race. So hate to see it for him.
Wow, really?
Uh-huh.
Wow. Mechanical failure, or well, I guess not really failure, but maybe just a speeding issue or something of that great divine on pit road. For him to be 2 laps off the pace, just almost unbelievable to see JP have a mistake of some type of magnitude. But that's the way of the beast of motorsport. Now Carter has opened up that gap in the clean air. Now still has to probably put down a lap on Amick if he can get up to Amick in 13 laps, which he should be there. Let me see on the track map. Track map.
Who are you looking for?
Oh, I'm just looking for Jacob.
Right, oh, Carter. Right there.
Yeah.
Coming up on Amick. So he's right down on backstretch.
Gotcha.
I think the stream's off by a lap and a half.
So what lap are you on?
I'm coming to 11.
No, it's only a half a lap.
Okay. I know Facebook's been really good with keeping it close. At least from what I notice. Anyway, Brandon Moore squeezes on by Jaden Sanchez.
Ten laps to go. Pretty good truck race here at Chicagoland, I'd have to say. Interesting battles and bouts all throughout. Steves and Hofstetter going at it at the moment for 8th and 9th position. And I think Justin's going to get the better of the 43 machine, because I believe he pitted later, so he should have the fresher tire.
You see there, Brock Page.
Campbell might even get 9th, I think. I don't know. That's going to be close.
There's Campbell. Okay, he's got a while. Yeah, Facebook's a little bit more closer than the other ones are. So that's what I've been noticing.
Until Facebook gets a dedicated streaming app on the console, I guess I'm just stuck with Twitch. Be the best. I could probably try Facebook.
Yeah. Anyway, 7 laps to go. You see there, Campbell gonna let the 4 go on by. It's Pete Woodrum here. P11. About 2.5 seconds back from Campbell. Six laps to go. Carter's still in the lead. Got almost a 4.5 seconds over Roberts.
Yep. Brandon in third position, safe and secure on the final step of the podium, I'd have to say. Troy Daggett fourth. Skylar Sigston is going to round out the top five. Mark Berry, Ernest King, Justin Steves. Justin trying to run down. He's only a second behind Ernie, so Justin could get seventh. But then we have Hofstetter in ninth, and Christopher Campbell rounds out the top 10 as Highball now becomes in the danger zone of being one lap down with 4 laps to go.
Oh yeah. So 3 laps to go, because Carter crosses the line there. He has almost a 5
now it's to Murray.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Brandon's actually could maybe get to Roberts here. It's going to be close, Brian.
Yes, sir, it is. Like, he's literally right there. 2 laps to go this time by. Problem is, can he get there? You know he's pushing that truck now. You know he is. Just
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
Every position matters. Every spot matters. And it switches us back here to Justin, I believe. Justin, I think, had a moment. Offer says Justin's running down Ernie while watching this battle ensue. And so, final lap of the race, right, Brian? Here comes Jacob Carter down the back straightaway. Through 3 and 4, not going to get to Chris Murray to put him a lap down, I don't think. So, checkered flag is out.
He did. He got him. Oh, no, he didn't. Oh! Oh! Man.
Yep, that's a drive-through next week for Tyler Myers for taking out the race. I'm just kidding.
Well, I know that was
just probably a mistake, right?
That's for sure.
Oh, okay. Well, yes, I agree.
I'm sure he wouldn't have liked that either if someone done it to him. But
I thought it could have been a mistake. Maybe Carter was powering down for the in lap, or you know what I mean, like the.
At least
and yeah. It was just a spin-a-rooney. It wasn't a.
Now, can you do that, sucker?
So, Jacob Carter, man, Will Roberts keeps a hold of P2, and Brandon Moore comes home P3. And Campbell got P9, Woodrum got P10. Something happened to Hofstetter, and he finishes 13th. That is, I wonder what happened to the 43. Anywho. Because he was going to get a top 10, and then all of a sudden, bam, he finishes 13th.
I think he got loose, because it says here he went off track. We'll take a look at it real quick. Unless he ran out of fuel. I think that's what happened.
Oh, that's the white flag.
Yeah, he ran out of fuel.
Oh, man. Oh, I think that takes Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Heartbreaking Award. If we were sponsored by Reese's. Man, that's more heartbreaking than Brock.
Oh yeah. So your race results here: Carter P1, Roberts P2, Brandon Moore P3, Troy P4, Skylar Sixton P5, Mark Berry P6, Ernest King P7, Justin Steves P8, Chris Campbell P9, Pete Woodruff P10. Highball 11th, Camary 12th, Offsetter P13, last car on the lead lap. And Tyler Myers, and then Amit, Stipe, Sanchez, Schwartz, Sellner, Brock Page, Jason Pearson, Bradford, Amaral, Line, Lyle, and then the two who didn't start was Tiller and Dave. So that is your race results here. So as we
I'm still.
What happened?
I'm still like. I think you pronounce it Amick.
Amick.
Eben Amick.
I think you're right.
If you ever get a chance, ask him. You need to ask him.
Absolutely. Alright, we're going to go ahead and bring
Grab,
up...
at least, try to get all of our podium finishers. I don't know if Will is in our Discord.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, okay, yeah, we'll get to talk to Will.
Oh, he was pitting here. That's right. Be more.
What's up?
Well, a wild run for you after pitting and then making up all that ground. And by the way, the paint scheme fits the number really damn good.
Looks good. I like it. Proud of it.
So do I. It looks really good, especially on stream and everything else, instead of the off-kiltered random number 3 on it. Oh, don't worry. Yeah. Will got surprised when the first caution came out because the Chackanau says, "Well, what the fuck's the caution for?" And he said, "Oh, well, there you go." Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we did a race last week, Brandon, with like the spotter pack with Trump.
Yeah.
And like I never heard Trump cuss. I'm like, oh well, this is a good spotter pack to have, Brian. You should keep it. And then like earlier tonight, like what Brian said, the first crash happened, and it's like. I'm like, oh, I see you went back. You went back to Chad. You got rid of Trump.
I sit there. I'm like, I figure, well, the Chad Canal spotter pack is probably a little bit more funnier, and it ended up spitting out that with.
Anyway, it looked like a pretty enticing race. Maybe if you had, I don't know, maybe, I don't want to say a caution, but something, maybe more laps, maybe, Brandon? Do you think you could have had something for old Jacob?
Oh, I just kept going down pit road, topping off fuel. I was hoping some kind of strategy would pan out because I just wanted to play strategy again. But strategy didn't pan out. We was playing catch up, 3/4 of the race, but had a lot of fun passing a lot of cars. That was a lot of fun coming front to the back. Back to front.
By the way, this race had me paranoid, and Will even tell you. Because I'm like, these guys are starting to get to nighttime. Why aren't the lights clicking on?
Yeah.
Because it was a good minute before the lights clicked on. Yeah.
I'm sure everybody.
Fine. We can do some initial D out here and race without lights.
Yeah.
Cue the Euro beat.
What up? I was about to say dun 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 dun. But that overall mild mannered truck race here at Chicagoland.
Great.
Yeah, exactly. It looked like a lot of fun because the offset from old tire to fresh tire ratio, as far as almost looks like you're Superman, right? So that's got to be a load of fun too. You almost ran my doppelganger down and passed him for second.
I wanted to, but I was afraid of too much sending and getting into him on that final corner.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you one
Yeah.
thing: in 1 and 2, I sent it good in that 1 and 2 that last lap. It freaking stuck.
Yeah, like here at Chicagoland, tell us about like how the truck may or may not actually handle or stick whenever you try to commit to going down in that bottom lane. Like we've seen earlier in the race, different competitors and such, like just wash up, get tight. They just lose the nose and they walk up the track, right? Like explain like how much commitment you have to really try to put yourself into to really want to try to venture down in there sometimes.
Yeah, I mean the main thing is getting the nose set. That's the main thing at this place, because setting the nose is what's going to make the exit of the corner for you. Because if you can't get off the exit of the corner, you're never going to make the pass on the bottom. So I was actually, even though most of the time you're full throttle, I was still using brake, 90% of the race. I was probably dragging about 10% brake on the entry of the corner, getting it rotated onto the right rear, and then kind of driving off. That's how I was able to kind of turn up underneath people, through the corners and still have a good drive off. But overall, good handling truck. Never really had an issue with the handle. If I pushed it too hard, too many consecutive laps, of course the right front would get a little warm and start snugging up, and you'd have to let it cool down a little bit. But other than that, everything was great.
Well, next week, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Brickyard. That's where we're going to take these. Yes, that's where we're going to take these trucks.
Man. That's going to be interesting.
It is that narrow 2.5 mile track. What's your thoughts about that?
I've never raced trucks at the Brickyard. It's a different kind of combination, of course. I think you're going to see a lot of packed up trucks going down the straightaway with the low horsepower. Of course, drafting up to each other's bumpers. You're going to see a lot of aero type probably going into the corners. Keeping the truck turning is going to be a priority. It should be interesting. That's my prediction anyway. I've never ran that combination, but that sounds like what it's going to be.
Well, Brandon, before we let you go, thanks for talking to us. Congratulations on the podium. Final thoughts, shout-outs before we do let you go.
I just thank the broadcast booth as always. Thank all the competitors who came out to put on a show for everybody at home. Thank everyone who came out to watch the stream. Very happy with a top 3 finish. Of course, always got to have Mike in the booth. That's my favorite part of every night. So that's the goal, get in here and talk. And hopefully we can be having similar conversations next week in Indianapolis. Should be a good show.
Best of luck to you, and like I said, congratulations, and good night, Brandon.
I appreciate y'all. Good night.
No problem, buddy. Have a good one.
No.
I guess Jacob Carter. Will is in here, but he might have had a hold of work, so we're going to pull up Jacob.
I could always be Will. I'm just kidding. Yes, Jacob Carter. Congratulations, Will, for the P2. And Jacob Carter, overall race winner tonight. How's it going, Jacob?
He's laughing.
Yeah, I hear that. Well, Jacob, you had one heck of a run. I didn't think you were going to have a heck of a run to start off the race, but then that early caution happened, and you kind of got put back on the right track, I guess. Then you fired off good on the restart, and man, you got up to the front of the field. You got up there, and you and Brock working pretty well. I call you guys the Redneck Engineering Racing Team. But anyway, I know, right? Anyway, Brock had his issues that he encountered in the race. But man, you guys were on two different strategies. You were on the I'm going to go as long as possible. Brock decided he was going to start short pitting. So two different strategies were playing out in the redneck tent. So tell us about the race from your perspective. How difficult was it to actually get through the field? And then it looked like it was actually really comfortable in clean air.
Yes, it wasn't really challenging getting through this field or whatever, but it's definitely a challenge trying to get around lap cars, especially when they don't especially when they take your line away and you have to readjust. It's kind of like that 4 car. I don't know what I'm doing wrong to him, but every time we end up together, it's either me running into him or him running into me. So I think we need to start distancing like a little bit more, but all in all, I wasn't planning on winning, and then the truck would start getting either tight or loose on the bottom, and I would work my way up to the top of the track, and it'd start going. It'd be a
loose on the
rocket
bottom, all right.
Yeah, it was
he
definitely loose.
Yeah, after a good 20 or so lap run, that bottom lane was just like, get off me, and the truck was like, oh, okay, I'll bye. But and it looked like it could be a handful, but other than that, it looked like it was a fun night this evening. Indianapolis next week. What's the thoughts, and maybe just going into that race, that the Brickyard.
Going to the old rectangle. Well,
big giant rectangle.
The rectangle could be one or two ways. It would go one or two ways. Either we can have a good race, or we'll just have like numbskulls coming out here thinking they can, race like you should in either any other track, and then wad up the whole field. So it's definitely going to be. I don't think it's going to be challenging for some people. 4 corners, and you have to slow down for all 4. So it's just trying to get that rhythm and not losing time, I guess you could say.
Yes, Brock, that is a good sentiment to have as well. I agree with that too, Jacob. Just overall, it looked like it was a good race. There was a couple of hiccups here and there, and a couple of things that could be looked at, could be done differently. Almost a typical Chicagoland race. There was a load of strategy being played at hand. Might not see too much of that next week, being how it's going to be a 2.5 mile track, and it may be a pack race type environment. You never can tell. But final thoughts, shout outs, anything else you'd like to add, Jacob, before we let you go celebrate the stop?
Well, before I came in here, I ain't gonna call out names, but whatever happened with a certain somebody. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I got brought into it. Like, thanks a lot. And I'm sitting there like, dude. So like, me and Brock, yes, we work together, but if Brock does something, I am not responsible for him. He is his own person. I'm my own person. So don't come at me sideways if something happens.
Me and Wolf thought Brock ran a pretty good daggone race until he
him and Lyle.
Oh boy, I didn't even realize Brock was texting here in the thing.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
Tyler said Jaden blocked him, and he just came up too far and he clipped him.
Well,
yeah,
Brock,
I mean, it was.
I technically wanted to do that, disable all the virtual mirrors, but unfortunately I got bitched at. So.
I was there for that.
Yes.
That I can testify.
That's what I was gonna do.
Yeah.
I think it'd be better, because even Jacob would tell you, and we all could tell you, these guys rely on that mirror so much.
I mean, if someone throws a bad block and you wipe them out, I mean, I don't think he should apologize for wiping them out because they threw the bad block coming up the track to defend the position. It's racing, but now I moved down trying to say. Oh, well, I mean, okay then.
Well,
See, the camera angle that we saw was like looking at the back straightaway. It wasn't like you guys looking at like coming towards us. So we just saw like anywho.
yeah.
But
Yeah, we're sitting here trying to interview Jake, but we're having a wonderful conversation with Brock.
Wonderful conversation.
well, we're pretty much done with you, Jacob. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
How dare you?
I do. I know that's a
All I
good
can say
kick
is,
in the
Brock,
keister.
you just run your race.
Yeah,
It's that block.
Anyway, back to Jacob.
Just went wrong. Yeah.
Like I said,
Anyways, I think I ran a clean race, and I think
did?
I gave a lot of people a lot of room, and
You stayed out of the way from majority of it.
so I feel like I did okay. And some people are gonna be like, "Oh my God, you're just Kyle Busch. You come in here and win." You know, well, I'm sorry. It's not my expectation.
And that's when you tell them, well,
Get better? No, I'm just kidding. Or shut up, Kyle Heath might come back in here and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry. What'd you say?"
yes,
He'll
those days.
walk the floor with us, dude. He was.
I'm a Kyle Heath fan. I mean, what?
Shut up.
Okay. Anyway, I'm just saying.
I'm gonna get you a shirt made, and I'm gonna. What was me and Brock called?
Redneck Engineering Motorsports.
Yeah, there you go.
Redneck Engineering. I'm gonna get that on a shirt, and I'm gonna send it to Will, and you gotta wear it every time you broadcast.
A race with you or Brock in it. Okay, well I could do that. I mean, as long as it's like a breathable shirt, not like a
shirt on.
RIR, yeah.
It looked spiffy. Absolutely, it did. It looked very. It stood out.
I like the Castrol colors. I'm a sucker for like the Toms, like Castrol, like Supras, and anyway. So yes, Jacob. Final thoughts, shout outs. You've already done all that, so we're like I said, we're done with you. Yeah, you did. Yeah, okay.
I appreciate y'all coming out here and throwing this on for us, and
well, you're welcome.
And sometimes Will can go over his head sometimes, but we're okay. It's okay.
Wow.
We got love Will.
He was pretty good tonight. He was. he was very good. It wasn't like Talladega where he was falling asleep.
Hey, I'm telling you, I saw William Roberts on the damn track. I was like, Will? No, wrong Will.
No, yeah.
Wrong
you
Will.
wish you wish that was me to be whooping your butt. But anyway, it'd take me like 3 months. Oh, yeah, right. I'll be at your house in like 5 hours. Anyway,
Jesus.
Right? You're gonna be anywho, nice talking to you tonight, Jacob. Congratulations on the dub. And Brock out there, basically team owner, I guess, crew chief, teammate. Jake's like the hooker you get when you're favorite. Yeah, good point. I probably shouldn't have read that aloud. But anyway, yeah, thank goodness we don't like monetize ourselves. Like we would not make a buck. So yes, I mean we probably could or would, like, if if the moon car people or guys could do, anywho. Yes, now I'm just turning into Brian, not being able to say goodbye. Anyway, so
Bye, my love.
Goodbye.
Anywho. So until we come back at you Thursday, hopefully Thursday. Where we at Thursday?
Long Beach.
Oh, goodness gracious. That was not my idea. But yes, we will be back at you, same bat time, bat channel, different day. That is Thursday, 2 days from now, with the BNR Fixed Cup Series at Long Beach. Just a couple of weeks, or a week, after the actual, all those series were. Anywho, off topic
It's gonna be,
again.
it's
I'm derailing so many
demonetization
trains.
right here, but it's gonna be a shit show.
I mean, you know, if you just have like the normal 8 people that show up to every road course race, then it's going to be fine. But anyway, that's just some hard facts right there. Anywho, goodness gracious. Yes, Brian Huntley, Jacob Carter, who won't go away, and myself, Will Roberts, would like to thank you. Exactly. It's just like Brandon, except rednecker.
Thank you for coming out and watching the stream today as Will gets us out of here.